my new hobby is to lurk around in the Reddits and the threads and the Instagrams. And man, the things you read. And so one of the things that caught my attention the past few days on threads was this guy. I am just going to hide his name. I'm not just blur it out, or paint over it, whatever. And this guy goes, all upcoming major IP games have female protagonists, which obviously to a lot of people these days, at least I think, is a bit controversial. You know, you know the drill. Like we want more leading ladies, less leading men, more black people, more gay people, more non-binary people, realistic beauty standards, main characters that are ugly. It's just a lot of things. A parade of gender identity, gender politics. Basically, DEI for short is what it is. And us gamers, and to an extent, fans of comic books, like comic nerds, we are very vocal about the things we love. And we love games, and we love our comics. Now, he says this, and then he proceeds to show three characters. And these characters are supposed to represent all, all the upcoming major IPs. So I guess that's it. That's all the games we get. Every other game that's gonna come out, other than this one, is obviously trash, and it's not a major IP. So the character on the left, that is Lucia Echevarria. I don't know, but let's just call her Lucia. She is one of the protagonists for Grand Theft Auto 6, so major IP, obviously. And the next one we all know is Siri, who personally I think looks very, very badass, especially in the tech demo for Unreal 5. Anyway, and the last one is a character from, I think that's Resident Evil, the upcoming one. I don't know her name, and I have since lost track of what Resident Evil number we are on. The last one I know or remember was the one with the weird vampire lady, the big one. Well, anyway, and obviously this post is supposed to be celebratory, moving the game industry forward, pushing for less misogyny, more female characters, as if we haven't had female characters since the beginning of video games. I mean, Resident Evil by itself has had, I think, a female lead for every iteration of Resident Evil up till now. I mean, Jill Valentine, Ada Wong, just to name two, Claire Redfield. Um, and we can go back even as far as Metroid with Samus. We can even go Mrs. Pac-Man if you want to go that way. And so I really don't understand what's the obsession. What's the obsession with this? So what I did was, I obviously I was sitting there, so I read a bit deeper. I wanted to look at the comments, how people felt about it, and for the most part, people were sharing my sentiment. Like one guy saying that GTA has had a female and a female protagonist every time, and that Siri was already set up to be the next Witcher in one of the Witcher three's endings. Like, what's your point? Are you offended by women having leading roles? And we have another guy saying that number one, the first game is a multi-protagonist game, and number two, features a character who has been central to the series for years now. Um, Siri is the main character for The Witcher, and Geralt is also one of the main characters for The Witcher. And then number three is from a game that once again historically features female protagonists in many of his titles. Like I said, the first one had a playable female character, was Jill Valentine. This is nothing new, nor is it special. We've always had badass female characters, which is exactly why we criticize the shitty ass stereotype corporate slop female main characters. Oh, that's a mouthful. Well, yeah. So people generally have been sharing my sentiment. I could go on, but if I had to put like a ratio on this, maybe it's like 8 out of 10, with 8 people really just questioning why this is a thing. And so, of course, yours truly did share his sentiment. I said, cool. This shouldn't be celebrated nor frowned upon. Let just let games be games. Write what you think is cool or what matches your game's narrative. If it's a woman, okay. If it's black, okay. White, Hispanic, male, whatever. You do you. So, of course, since this is kind of a hot topic, somebody replied to me and they said that after years of misogyny running rampant in the gaming industry, especially, which it still does, but things are getting better, it's completely valid for this to be celebrated. I don't recall misogyny running rampant in the game industry, but whatever. This is what this person thinks. And so I replied to that, and this answer is probably how I feel about the whole thing. If I sum it up, how I feel about DEI, how I feel about gender politics, gender identity in games at least, and to an extent, movies, especially where the movies are a straight translation from a game, like The Last of Us or any Marvel comic or whatever. Those have a huge fandom that of vocal fans, which you have to be careful when you're messing up something that they care about. And so I say, having a male lead character just by itself is not misogyny. Just like having a female character is not misandry. You can say it's more progressive, sure. But nonsense like these really contribute to poor game narrative. Not because the MC is of any race or gender, but because sometimes the whole MC's personality, the character itself, is swallowed by the parade of gender identity, gender politics, and beauty standard, whatever. And then so any kind of gender or any kind of character identity rather doesn't really get to shine out. Just make a main character that's badass. And if they happen to be gay, female, trans, black, white, Hispanic, again, whatever, cool. No big deal. I think that's how generally most gamers feel. I mean, as far as gender politic goes, I think I'm a pretty good representative of how a male gamer thinks. Like, we are fine, at least, well, again, let's go back to me. I am fine with all race, all gender, they're fine. If you're black, you're white, you're Asian, like me, or you're female, you're male, you're gay, you're trans, as long as you're a person first. Okay, again, as long as you are a person first before your gender identity. Like if Dave is gay and Dave came up to me, I meet him for the first time and he says, "Hey man, I'm Dave. What are we doing here? What game is this?" Great. I get to know Dave. He's a great guy. Happens to be gay. Cool. No problem. Dave's gay, so what? Now, let's do another one. Let's say I meet Chad this time. Chad. Chad comes up to me and he says, "Hey man, my name's Chad. My pronouns are he, him, her, she's, whatever. I don't know the pronouns, but he says it all." And then he goes to say, "I am transgender," and that's what he leads his introduction with. I am not, probably not, gonna like Chad. Not because Chad is trans, but because Chad's whole identity is being trans. And I say all that to say it's the same. It's the same with games. When we see a character that's obviously there for a DEI plan, because we're not as gullible as we used to. It's very plain, very easy to see why is this character here? Why is she on purpose unattractive? Why is she on purpose like this? Why is this girl on purpose, out of the blue, calling herself non-binary when that doesn't even matter? You know, we aren't bigots. We are not racist, and we are not for the patriarchy. We are simply gamers. And the more this is made to be an issue, the more it will become an issue when it really shouldn't matter. We don't care. Just give us good characters, man. That's it. So, I don't know, man. Am I weird? Am I crazy? Am I actually misogynistic? Am I transphobic? Am I homophobic? I mean, I don't I don't think so. I think I'm just quite a normal guy. I think a lot of people are like me, but maybe that's just, maybe I'm in a bubble by myself, but this is the internet, so you never know. Uh if you guys stayed until the very end, thank you. Thank you very much. I am trying to get into this space, talking head, YouTube, whatever. I do love games and I love gaming, so I am very passionate about everything like this. And yeah, click all the things, click all the buttons, the subscribes, the bells, whatever. It will help me out a whole lot. And um, this is basically just an exercise for me. Thank you for indulging me. I just want to make more videos and be more natural as each video comes out. And thank you very much. Have a good day, guys. See you in the next one.